What did you do? What did you do?
I got you a clock.
Damn you.
It's informative. We have 1 year to finish this airplane at this point. Actually, less
Never
than
tell me the odds.
349 days.
All right.
And a few hours.
Okay.
We're on.
All right. So this fixture's coming along. Here, I'll just pull this one down. There. So this is the main bulkhead, transfers all the loads of the fan into this casing, and these are here as alignment tools to keep these sacrosanct keep this and this parallel, keep these concentric, keep the concentricity of these items and the parallelism of everything in place while we bond up. And I just covered it with some epoxy and let it kick, and then, sanded it out 400 grit. And we'll wax the crap out of it. And
Are these a permanent part of it?
Nope, this is just the fixture.
This is a fixture. Okay.
Yep, this is just to
Just
control all the
place where you get it all set
control
up.
all the alignments.
Yeah.
Okay. I bought a grit blaster, which you got to put together.
Cool.
Because all of this this is relatively easy to prep, but the backside of this is not terribly easy to prep. Best way to do this is with a grit blaster. I will sand it roughly smooth.
The dirt blaster, you mean, is that like a sand blaster?
It's a sand blaster, 70 grit. It's just the best way to prep for composites, for bonding of composites. So I'm going to sand this roughly flat. There's some artifacts from the bag. Okay, this is the back of the bag. This is what it looks like when it comes out. So you got an A side and a B side to the bag. There's the tooled side and the untooled side. Because of how I designed all this, this is the untooled side and it needs to be body worked. So I'll sand it down. I will deshine it with a grit blaster. I bought one that's big enough to have on sale. That way I can get
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, $200. Okay. Yep, $200.
I love those people.
Yep, couldn't go wrong. So I'll set this up, throw these in there, and then I'll probably do one pass of micro balloons and epoxy, sand that back, and then we'll start the body work on this. Inside, I'm just going to leave the way it is. It's got a nice tooled surface. These have to be scuffed for bonding because they bond together. So those go together. And then, so there's a large area bond, but it's a good net fit, so that there won't be that much fill there. I am modifying this tool. I've taken this out a little bit so that I can close up this gap. So this gap right here, come right here, Dad.
Over here.
Yeah. That gap is created by this part of the tool. Right. So when I laid this out, I had accounted for extra material here, but I kind of overdid it. So I'm just taking that back so that I can straighten this line up a little bit and tighten this gap up. That's all.
That makes sense, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're modifying, this will stand. Yeah. And we're modifying this a little bit. I've got to pull this in because it was about almost an eighth off here. So I have to bring this in so that these two sides come up straight parallel. There's no fill here. When these are together, there's a little bit of fill, and I'm correct that before we make it again. Okay, you can see it up there now.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to correct this. I'm going to tighten this up. And then we're going to pull 4 more of these. This looks pretty good. I'm about to crack this out by taking off all of these flanges. And then we'll see what we have. Okay. It took a little bit of the finish putty off right there. That's okay, that'll scrape free. That is very nice. It's got a small amount of pinholes in it. They're easily filled. This edge came out very nice. Very happy. That's a good part. That is. It's about a B+ finish. Need a little work to get it to that, shiny carbon. We're not doing that. We're painting parts here. Anyway, the fiber orientation is right on, and figure out what it weighs. All right, success. 3 pounds, 12 ounces, untrimmed. That's going to come in at probably 3 pounds, 6 ounces. All right, we're looking at this fit. Looks like it is 100% corrected. That is within a lick of glue, and we've got a nice, huge bonding surface. So that looks good. The other one is this one. Once this corner gets trimmed in a little bit, that'll come in much nicer. And this part of the fit is this. And I'm feeling it on both sides, and that is what we're looking for, and it is now precise on both sides. That's what we're looking for. So nice part. This creates a joggle that I have to remove, and some resin got underneath it. I expected that, so I have a little bit of work to do to get this thing to pop out. That went more or less as expected. So one of the problems you have if you don't get really, really good compression into the corners is it'll suck in a little bit. I had a little bit of that, not too bad. This is always something you deal with when you're bagging really complicated, geometrically complicated parts, and I think this qualifies. All right, well, we needed a grit blaster, and Dad's gonna put it together. He just got the welder up, got a plug on that, so
Just a few pieces to put together.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll be doing it. We'll get her
Yep.
done.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Dad's almost done here. We almost have a.
What's this, son?
You're almost done here.
Oh.
You're just down to the last bits, right?
Getting down to the last screws.
Okay, cool. And Rick is trying to get this little addendum out of here. We're all very interested in how this is going to go, but it's going to have to get medieval. It's hammer time.
Pulling power tool.
Yeah, we try to be nice. We try and do it the nice way, but always. All right, these came out pretty decent. There are the halves to the pressure recovery cone. I got a full set of casings that I am happy with. And over here, this is the upper instrument pedestal in the bag. This is a turkey bag of proper bagging material, and the whole thing, the entire thing is bagged up. Looks good. Happy with it. Got good resin transfer. Come on. I got good resin transfer coming up through, and we'll pop it out tomorrow. £3, 3 ounces untrimmed. And that is the instrument pod. Yeah, it'll trim into about 3 pounds. I can live with that. Came out good. B plus finish. A B plus finish is a finish that with a little bit of extra credit, you pound a couple of erasers together, you can get an A grade finish, and we are going to clear this one. I'm going to knock it back 320. I'm going to rub pure resin in it, let it kick, knock it back, do that a couple of times, and you really don't have to do anything else. So, pleased with that. It has all the features that I molded in. All the flange work is in place. It's really about trimming it, getting it to a finish we can accept, and installing hardware. And the next is this. This is going to be the cover, and we're going to laminate this in carbon, and we're going to do a little bling on this one. Alright, this is the instrument cover, and it is carbon with money. Because what are airplanes made of? They're made out of money. That's right. We think it's funny. You may not, but we like it. We're gonna roll with this. Alright, here's the instrument pod, untrimmed. Radios, electrical, iPad, G5 Garmin, fuel tech, some switch gear. Most of the switching happens in the HOTAS environment. Hands on throttle and stick. And this is the carbon fiber with money from the mint embedded into the outer layer. Came out pretty good. It needs a little work, but you know, this was always going to be difficult. There are pop marks in this. I'm going to have to sand this and fill it, and it'll need some body work, but kind of like it. I got to get better at it, but yeah, we like that. there's an air gap under here and here. And there'll be an HVAC unit inside that will blow air into this chamber and blow. This will act like an air blade and push it right across your face, and this will push it right across your feet. And that's how we're gonna start with that. Hopefully that will get everything HVAC worthy that I need to deal with, but we'll take that as it comes. Anyway, this is a sub-assembly for the radios and the electrical. All the connections will be back here. There's a hard point back here for all of that, and I'm still kind of working out what to do with. There's a lot of space in here. It's probably going to get eaten up, but right now I'm using it for HVAC. Anyway, pretty pleased with that. We're gonna trim this down, hardware it up, and make the panels. You bastard.